Hello, my name is Deborah Anderson, the Black Woman Animator, coming back to you with another video. And this video is stories from my career as a Black woman. So other awesome stories, sitting at my computer, doing my job, doing work, and having a guy come up to me and ask me why my face looked so serious and why I was not smiling. And I thought that was weird because if you're at work and you're smiling, like if you're just sitting there working and you're like either you're creepy or you're like listening to something that is making you laugh. But other than that, I don't understand why I would have to smile looking at my computer. I'm not entertaining my screen. Like, why would I have to smile? There was another situation where I had just started working at a company, and at this company you kind of worked together with your coworkers to complete your tasks. And so we would be working in different programs and looking at different things. So this one particular task that we were completing, the guy looked at it in one program, and then I looked at it in another program, and I commented that the rims on a car were tinted pink. And so he got the car after me, and he questioned my assessment and was like, "Are you sure the tires are tinted pink? Are you sure that this, that, and the third?" And I'm like, I have a whole degree in animation. Just came back from working in Korea on whole TV shows. I think I have some experience in animation / 3D, so I think I know what I'm talking about. And so he questioned me, and that was just a situation where at this company we communicated on Skype. And so whenever you would need something for somebody, you just message them on Skype, message any of the group chats or something like that. But he felt the need to constantly yell stuff across the room as he was questioning my competency. And so I decided to go to my manager and ask him how to deal with it, and he just told me to talk to him. And I just went to him and like, you keep questioning my work even though I have a degree. Like, he was either still in school or just completed his degree. So what kind of authority do you have to question anything that I'm doing when I've been in this industry for at least a few more years longer than you have? And of course, you know, "Oh, that's not what I meant," or whatever. Like, okay, but that's what you did. So I didn't have any more problems out of him after that. Another crazy thing that I've experienced in my career is, you get invited to meetings, and sometimes people get invited to meetings and you're intimidated and don't want to talk. I don't think that was me, but I've experienced people who are invited to meetings and it's like, you're an expert in this area, we're inviting you to this meeting, so I need you to talk when apropos. But to sit in a meeting where somebody, like a white guy, is invited to this meeting and you're not an expert on anything we're talking about, but you feel the need to talk and provide solutions or say things, and it's just like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, why are you like, shut up. You are the person in the meeting that should be talking the least. And just to know that if that was me, I would have gotten a talking to about it. So that's just an interesting concept, to see people have agency in a space and know that you cannot do the same thing. Another awesome thing was applying for a manager position at a company, and being there longer than the person that got it, being on the same team as the person that got it, and them saying that he was the leader of the team when there was 3 people on the team and we were pretty much all equals. And the only thing he did above and beyond was create a spreadsheet for us to organize the things that we were doing. And additionally, for him to have a degree in something similar to what we were doing, but only experience was working at a coffee shop. And I had experience, my degree was in exactly what we were doing. I had worked on TV shows. I had become the top performer in one area of what we did and the second top performer in another area, and the only reason I wouldn't be the top performer is because the first person that area was the only thing that he did, and I was there for only 3 months when I accomplished this, not when I applied for the position. But I had great rapport with our clients, and this other person got the job over me. Not only that, in my interview, I said that we should create a new hire training because we didn't already have one. And when I got hired, I was pretty much just sitting around all day because a couple of the people who were supposed to be able to train me weren't there for the first 2 or 3 days of my job. And so I ended up like reading all of the information that was provided. So that's how I was also able to be an excellent worker, because I was so bored. I read everything they had on blogs and on the internal sites of documentation. So I just knew all of the stuff that we needed to do. So they passed me over for the management position and then asked me to still create the new hire training. And at that point in my career, I did it. And I created it. The person who became the manager never really properly implemented it. And it wasn't until a little bit later, when I actually got the management position, that I was able to see if it was a good new hire program, and then change what needed to be changed. But yeah, that was pretty awesome to get passed over for something and then have them ask me to still complete it. But then I obliged, so that was stupid. Depending on the situation, I wouldn't advise that, but yeah. Some other things I remember, when I was manager, my supervisor had me come into his office and he had written maybe 5 or 6 points to work on in being a manager. I remember one of them was don't know everything. So I guess pretend that you don't know stuff sometimes. And then the best one was don't empower them. And that kind of tells you how sucky this company was, because aren't you supposed to be empowering the people you're managing? Like, so I'm supposed to have to answer the same questions 500 times. I'm not supposed to teach them how to think for themselves. In how this company was run, it makes sense that you wouldn't want them to be able to think for themselves. Another thing, one particular job I got, I mean, there's been a couple jobs that I've gotten where I've had to learn a new program, but one particular job, they specifically asked me in the interview, like, would you be willing to learn this new program? And I'm like, yeah. I follow up with them, ask them how long the process is going to take. They ask me again, like, are you sure you're willing to learn this program? I'm like, yes, I'm willing to learn this program. I've done it before. I start. The other person, who is a white male, tried to learn the program the first day or two, was like, F that, and just started using a different program that he was more familiar with on his personal computer, which should have been a no-no. And then my supervisor one time went up to him and asked him a question of how to troubleshoot something in the program we were both supposed to learn. Because he's never used the program, he didn't know the answer to the question. And my supervisor then did not come to me next and ask me the question that I would know the answer to, because I took the time to learn the program. So why are you asking this dude? You know he didn't learn the program. Why are you asking him how to do anything in that program? That makes no sense. One time I was working at my computer, and then I go down to look into my filing cabinet, and out of my peripheral, I see my boss standing there staring at me work. That's not creepy. And because I saw him out of my peripheral, I pretended to not see him standing there and didn't address it, but I was like, that's weird. And this is also the same boss where he walks up to my computer one time and asks me, why am I video chatting with one of my friends? Because in the corner of my screen, I was watching a video of Quinta B, who's a black woman, and apparently me watching a YouTube video made him think that I was video chatting with a person because she was a black woman, I guess. And this dude, I mean, he was older, but he was technologically sound in knowledge for that to not be a thing. Like, why would I be at my job video chatting with someone? That makes no sense. One reason I don't even go to networking events anymore is because white dudes don't want to talk to me, because that's what's mostly in the animation industry. And so you go around, you do introductions, and I lay out my impressive resume, because another thing that I deal with is because how young I look, people don't naturally want to talk to me. Like, they think I'm a student, so I guess I'm not an interesting person. And I've dealt with this from all races, but like, until I mentioned that I worked on Family Guy, people don't really acknowledge my existence. And then once I mention that, they're all in and like interested in everything about me. So I've used that as a strategy for several years, essentially since I came back to America. Anytime I'm doing an introduction, I will mention that so that people can find some reason to talk to me. And I've been at networking, like animation networking events, and that still doesn't get people to talk to me. And I'm still standing there by myself eating some chips or something like that, and white dudes are scared to talk to me. So similar to what I dealt with in college, where white people were scared to give me critique on my projects, and I had to start advocating for myself and asking questions like, I don't understand what is so scary about talking to black people. We are regular humans. We're all the same. We're a human race. Woo. But you either have to talk to us about black things or don't talk to us at all. So that's annoying. So I don't know how long I haven't gone to animation related networking events, but I stopped going because there's no point when nobody wants to talk to you. If you have any stories to share, please put them down below. Like, so I know it's real. Comment and tell me how you feel. Subscribe to seal the deal and sign up for post notifications to show your zeal. I will see you in the next video.